What's up, Stinky YouTube? It's your boy FB Kicks in Gear, and I am back with another video. And you guys can see what I got here. I didn't even bother with the whole taking him out of the box type of thing. I wanted to get him out there so you guys know exactly what's going on. I have a pair of the Jordan 1 Low Phantom Blacks. This is the latest and greatest in the Travis Scott 1 and Nike collab cycle, and this pair should be releasing towards the end of the year, I believe. And you guys know the name of the game of this channel is education and legit checking, and with release kind of creeping up on us, you're going to start seeing pairs flood the market. You're going to see pairs selling on StockX, Go, and everything like that. And while I believe that a lot of those platforms do a decent job, not talking about StockX, but it's important that you guys know what's out on the streets, what people may be peddling as real when they're not. So I like to make these reference videos so that you guys can see what the fake shoes look like, so that if you want to avoid them, you can avoid them, right? And if you don't, you know exactly what you're getting. So I do have a pair of these, and I got them from shoepop.ru. If you guys want to do your own research, find out a little bit more about the shoes, find out a little bit about the material, find out about whatever, right? Use my video as education. Hit them up for any questions. Obviously, we've got all the information here and a little bit of a discount code, but I'm not telling you what to do. I am just here giving you the education, giving you the information. So this is all their information. Reach out to them, talk to them, and figure out how you want to move forward. But shoepop.ru. But yeah, I want to make these videos so that you guys have references and you know what to look for. And since this is a new release, there's going to be a lot of shoes hidden on the streets before the official release, and you have to be prepared and you have to know what's going on. So I'm going to go into a little bit in depth of what we got here, how they compare to some of the other Travis Scott 1 Low releases. You guys know that I have the fragments and I have the reverse mochas, so I know a little bit about the Travis Scott 1 Low silhouette, but most importantly, I want to kind of go into things that I think will probably be the biggest indicators. I think that these are going to be the signs that you'll be able to tell legit from fake. And obviously we'll be able to confirm that once the official release happens, but I'm just going to give you some of my thoughts. Overall, the shoe is made up of this really rough, feels like a hard rough suede. Definitely not something we've seen on a Travis Scott 1 Low before. We're used to really soft nubucks, and there is some really soft nubuck on the upper here on the side panel and on the tongue. Very nice material, but this is like a harder nubuck. Now, in the past, some of the easiest ways to be able to tell the difference, and this is going to be like one of those things that you have to train your eye on, but for like the Travis Scott 1 High original and the low, the easiest way, in my opinion, to be able to look at them and tell is that the nubuck they've never really been able to recreate the look and the texture of the nubuck. For me, as I became more and more interested and educated in the legit checking of their shoes, I've been able to really see them and point it out. So definitely, I'm almost positive there's going to be something to be able to look at when it comes to the hard nubuck here, because this is definitely a special material. I can't wait to see what these feel like on the authentic pair. If I get them, I'm not sure yet, but if I get them, but it's definitely different. It's definitely new. It adds some contrast between the different blacks on the upper. The nubuck is the standard nubuck that we've been seeing, super short haired, very similar to the reverse mochas, not the OG Travis Scott 1 Highs or lows, but definitely similar. A very short haired nubuck, not a ton of motion. And obviously you guys see this white contrasting stitch all the way around. This is definitely I think that's definitely going to be a point of contention. There are some reps right now, not this one particularly, this one actually gets it right, but there are some reps right now that I've seen that have very, very thin, inconsistent stitching all the way around. And I feel like it's an eyesore, and it kind of hides in the upper, and that's not what it's supposed to look like. All the retail images I've seen so far, thick, bold, noticeable stitching. So this one gets that right. There's probably going to be a lot of stuff that will hold true like the other ones. We're going to take a look at the tongue tags when they come out and see if this applies just like it does for the other ones. Overall, this is a really funky shoe in my opinion. It's got this really soft, different kind of inside that we're not used to seeing in Jordan 1s at all. I have a feeling that this material is gonna pile up super badly. That might be something to look at. It's probably gonna get annoying, I can already see. But that's the vibe that they were going for. One thing that I'm definitely gonna pay attention to, because this is something new, there is a two-tone sole here on the rep, and I don't know if that's gonna be the case for the authentic pair, but it's a black midsole with white stitching, obviously, and the bottom of the outsole is almost like a dark grayish blue color, and you guys can see how that accents the sole. So I wonder if that's actually going to be accurate. I know that colors, especially two-tone colors on Jordan 1 soles, are something that rep factories do struggle with, especially when it's something that's not standard. So that's going to be interesting to see. Overall, I think these are growing on me a little bit. I think they're pretty dope. I don't think they're my favorite, and it's like really weird color choices that came with the laces, but not bad. And you've got your C placement that I like to see on other ones, so not bad at all. Overall, this is actually a really solid quality shoe. Definitely a step in the right direction for Jordan Brand. A new style box that they're doing. Instead of having the plastic sleeves, these sleeves are paper now, cardboard. So, and then you just got your blackout box. But I'll end the video with just some quick 360s so that you guys can see what we're looking at. This will be the first reference that we have on this channel. Specifically, oh wow, I can't believe that I forgot. So you guys know how I feel about the Nike Air Jordan Wings logo on the back of the Travis Scott ones. Always terrible. And they vary a shit ton, but this is actually pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed by this. Not as messy as authentic pairs that I've seen. And I'm sure there's gonna be something that we can point to on this little B thing on the back. I have no idea what it means, but I'm sure this is going to be something that we'll be able to use as a legit checking method moving forward once we see what the retail pairs look like. But yeah, so I'll do a quick 360 of the shoe so that you guys can see, save your shots, your stills. Pay attention to the contrast, the textures of the material, how they play off of each other. There's a sole. Please pay a lot of attention to that specifically. The cactus jack, look at that. Placed really well, actually, sized pretty well. Can't tell if it's reflective or not, but I don't think it is. Apparently there are some pairs that exist that have white text, but they're sample pairs, probably friends and family pairs. They do exist out there, authentic pairs, but I don't think I've seen any reps of those yet. So I don't know if that's something I was supposed to expose, but now you guys know. Another 360. And the last thing I want to say is these laces are definitely thicker and wider than what I'm used to seeing on Travis Scott 1 lows, not on the fragments and not on the reverse mochas. So pay attention to that as well. They are waxed, so that looks pretty good, but definitely wider than what I've expected on them. And they look pretty wide on the red laces as well. So take a look at that. Take a look at that Nike Air. red text on the back. And you've got your standard Travis Scott 1 low insoles. So there's your reference guide. This is where it starts, and we'll slowly build up our references up until release and then after release. And if I get a authentic pair, I'll do the comparisons just like I break everything else down. But with all that said, guys, shout out to shoepop.ru for getting me this pair so that I can start educating people so they don't get scammed, and they know what to QC for, and they know what's out there. But this release is probably going to be pretty crazy, and I want all of us to be informed. So shout out to shoepop.ru. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.